If you're recovering from a low back injury or have chronic minor low back pain, building strength in key muscle areas in support and surrounding the back can lead to long-term relief. In this video, we're building strength in the abs, hips, back, and legs to build a balanced workload and to give you and your back a break. Hi, I'm Steve. This here's Steve White Yoga, where you can discover the tools and deeper practices beyond the mat to manage your health, improve your relationships, and transform your life. Back pain is the #1 cause of disability worldwide and prevents people from not only working, but from doing everyday simple activities. When you're recovering from a low back injury or managing chronic low back pain, the hardest part can be making sure that you don't slide backwards, re-aggravating or re-injuring a recuperating back. The conventional wisdom, of course, says that strengthening the core muscles, usually interpreted as the abdominal wall, can provide relief for some. But it's important not to dismiss muscle groups in the back, the hips and the legs, which are all important members of the team that allow us to optimally stay upright in space and move through life with the greatest of ease. The practice I've prepared will help create highly functional movement through strengthening, stretching, and integrating all members of our team to work harmoniously with the low back for movement and support. For a gentler practice, if you're really suffering with back pain, you can click on the card up in the corner. And let me know down in the comments below if you've got other aches and pains that we can help you address with yoga. This is about a 20-minute practice, but we'll use our time wisely. Find a space on the floor and a proper set of loungewear to stretch, and let's get moving. All right, we're going to start seated. And you can sit on your heels as I am, or if it's more comfortable for you, sit cross-legged with a little support if you need it underneath your hips with a blanket or a pillow or something, or you can even sit on a chair to start. We'll only be here for a minute. So go ahead and close your eyes. Start to breathe more fully, more deeply, longer breaths. Take a couple of rounds to build your breath. And with each exhale, allow your shoulders to relax. With each exhale, allow your jaw and your face to relax. With each exhale, soften into earth. All right, we're going to get started on all fours, table pose as we call it. So come onto your hands and knees. Let your wrists be about as wide as your shoulders and underneath the shoulders. And the knees are about sitting bone distance apart and right underneath the sitting bones. Tops of the feet are resting on the floor. Chakra Vicasana, this is called. As you inhale, let your belly drop. Lift your chest, lift your chin. And then as you exhale and round your tailbone, hips go to heels, forearms go to the floor. We'll flow this a couple more times. Inhale, coming forward. Stretch the spine toward the floor, let the chin rise. Exhale, round the low back, pull the belly in, elbows to the mat, chin to the chest. 2 more. Let the breath be the locomotive that guides the train of the spine. As you come back this last time, we're going to take arms out wide and lift all the way up onto knees, hands overhead. And then as you exhale, swim the arms behind you, backs of the hands to the tailbone as you fold down, chest to the thighs, chin to the chest. As you inhale, lead with the chest, lift the fingertips, rise. As you exhale, again, take the arms back behind, lower down slowly as you release breath. 2 more times. Letting the breath be the guide for the movement of your body. 1 more time up. And this time just lower your hands to your sides and stay standing. And then pause. The pause is important. So stay here for just a moment. Then we're coming onto our feet. So go ahead and stand up. Setting your feet at hip distance, Heels should be pretty much underneath your sitting bones, outside edges of the feet, as close to parallel as they can be, and be comfortable. Let your hands rest at your sides. As you inhale, just feel your spine growing a little bit taller. Exhale, draw your belly in, generous bend in the knees as you lower down, slowly coming into a forward fold, what we call Uttanasana. Inhale, start to lift, leading with the chest, coming all the way back up. Press through your heels, feel the crown of your head rise. Exhale and lower slowly. One more time, up. And back down. And then this time as you rise, pause for just a moment. Good. Next exhale, go ahead and lower all the way down again. Forward fold. Generous bend in the knees. Inhale this time, just lift halfway up, so your chest is parallel to the floor. You're reaching through the crown of your head. Exhale and lower. So you want to feel the chest leading and the whole back getting longer as it rises. Exhale and return down. One more time, halfway up. And then fold again. And then rise all the way to standing. You can do this same sequence with your arms overhead the entire time if you want a stronger practice. All right, warrior pose. Step your right foot forward, your left foot back. It's like the heels are on railroad tracks, so there's a little bit of width side by side, and that will help support your balance. Your right hand will rest on the front of your right thigh, left hand is at your side. As you inhale, bend the right knee, slide the hips forward and reach the left arm into the air. And then as you exhale, return, straightening the knee, lowering the hand to your side. We'll do that a couple of times. Inhale, lift the left side, bend into the right knee, lift the ribs a little bit. And as you exhale, lower down. So we're creating a little bit of a back bend as we come forward. One more time. Lift. Stay here a couple of breaths. Keep reaching through the pinky finger of your left hand. Press through the left heel. One more breath. You can stay here longer for a more intense practice. Exhale, lower your hand to your side. Step your feet together and just pause for a moment. And then we'll do the other side. Step the right foot back. Heels are hip distance apart or so. Left hand comes to the top of the left thigh, right hand rests at your side to begin, and here we go. Inhale, arm swings forward as you bend the knee, press through your back heel. Exhale and lower down. As you inhale, bring the arm up, bend the knee, lift your front ribs a little, and then exhale and relax back. One more time. Inhale forward. Stay here, a couple of breaths. Feel long from the right hip bone through the right fingertips. And then return with an exhale, stepping your feet together momentarily in a pause. Good. A version of chair pose next. So feet will stay at hip distance apart. Hands are at your sides once again. Take an inhale and just feel your spine rising. And then as you exhale, big bend in the knees, sink the hips back, lower the chest toward the thighs, fingers toward the floor. Tuck your chin. And then press into your feet, lift all the way up slowly, again leading with the chest. Exhale, bend the knees, lower down. Inhale, lift back up. Last time, lower into chair pose. For a more intense experience of this, stay in chair pose for a couple of breaths. And you can even increase the number of rounds. Then pause for a moment. And come onto your knees. You're going to step your right foot forward. Left knee will be back. Think about those railroad tracks again for alignment of your feet. Both hands will come to the front knee. Take an inhale, slide both hips forward and let them sink down as you lift the chest. And then as you exhale, come back to the start. Left hip will land over the left knee. We'll do that 2 more times. Sliding forward, inhale, and back on the exhale. As you take the hips forward and down, lift the chest a little bit, and then exhale, back. Good. Drop your left hand to your side. Now we'll do the same thing with the arm motion. As you inhale, swing the left hand into the air. As you bend into the knee a little bit more, lift the chest. Exhale and slide back. 2 more times. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Last time. Come on forward. Let's stay for a bit in this posture. Relaxing the hips down as much as you can. Reaching through the fingertips. Take 1 more breath here. And then lower your hand to your side. Stand on both knees equally for a moment and just rest. And then we do the other side. Left foot comes forward. Both hands on the left knee. Take an inhale, slide the hips. Exhale back. Again. And back. 1 more time forward, stretching through that front of that right thigh and back. Lower your right hand to your side. We increase the effort just a little bit. Inhale, arm comes forward and up as you reach into those hips. And then slide back. Again. One more time with the breath. Sliding forward, lift, stay. And then relax back. Bring both knees onto the floor. Sit back on your heels. Just take a couple of breaths here. All right, hands back on the mat. We're setting up in table pose again. A little counter pose here called Chakravakasana. We did it earlier. As you inhale, soften the belly toward the floor. Lift the tailbone up, lift the chin. As you exhale, round the tailbone, round the low back. Release the hips to the heels. 2 more times. Coming forward and back. 1 more time forward and back. Awesome. Come on up and come onto the floor. This is called Vimanasana. We start with the feet and the knees close together. Hands can be outside of the rib cage, fingertips pointing forward, elbows point into the air. Let your chin or your forehead rest on the floor. As you inhale, lift the chest the first time. Don't use your hands and arms. Let your back muscles do the work. Exhale and lower down. Inhale again. Lift the legs as you lift the chest. And then lower down. All right, full ante. Lift the legs, lift the chest, open the legs out wide, scissor them. Keep the chest lifted and the legs. Exhale, bring the knees close together. Inhale, open them out wide again. Exhale, close, lower everything down to the floor. We'll do that 1 more time. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the legs, open the legs wide. Exhale, stay up, close the legs. Inhale, open the legs wide, lift. Exhale as the knees come together. Lower down to the floor. Make a pillow with your hands. Rest your forehead on your hands. Shift your hips from side to side. And then hands underneath shoulders, press up onto your knees. Widen your knees. Take your hips to your heels. Stretch your low back out. Child's pose. Just take a couple of breaths here. All right, inhale and come forward. We're going to come back onto the belly. So lowering down, hands in the same position, head in the same position, feet now at hip distance apart. As you inhale, lift your chest and your right leg into the air. As you exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the left leg in the chest. No pressure in the hands and arms. The back muscles are working. Exhale and lower. 1 more time each side. Lift the right leg, lift the chest. And lower down. And then left leg and chest. and lower. Good. Press your hands into the mat, lift up, and come onto your back. All right, as you rest on your back, bring your knees to your chest. Grab onto your shins and just give a little squeeze in. Good. Now your right knee will stay near your chest. Well, both knees will stay near your chest. And take your hands around the back of your right thigh. So interlace your fingers. The left leg is going to work first. So as you inhale, lift the left heel into the air. Reach it toward the ceiling. Straighten the leg. And then as you exhale, point the toes and, like a gate, take the leg forward so it just hovers over the ground. Inhale, lift all the way back up. Exhale, bend the knee. Try it the other way. As you inhale, slide the foot forward, straightening the leg, hovering over the earth. As you inhale, lift the toe toward the ceiling. Exhale, lower back down. And then bring the knee in toward your chest. So you can do up to 3 or 4 rounds in both directions of this. We're just going to try the other leg and see what happens. So I'm going to take my hands around the back of the left leg. As I inhale, reach the right heel toward the ceiling, straighten the leg. And then reach it forward, pivoting from the hip socket. Exhale, pull the knee back up into the air. That's an inhale. Exhale, bring the knee into the chest. As you inhale, take the foot forward, straighten the leg. Now bring the foot back up into the air. Lower it back down. Exhale, knee to chest. Bring both knees into your chest, give a little squeeze. You might even lift your head off the mat. All right, and then take your arms out wide to the sides. So arms are out like a T. You can turn your palms up or face them down if one feels more comfortable to you than the other one. We're going to do a little twisting. So knees are drawn in toward the chest. We're using a little energy on the fronts of the thighs, the fronts of the hips, and the abdominal muscles to draw them in. Take an inhale in place. As you exhale, take both knees over to the right side. You can turn your head left if it's comfortable for you. We're going to flow this. Inhale, slowly come back to center. And then as you exhale, knees will turn to the left as you turn your head right. Inhale to the middle. One more time. Go to the left with the head, the right with the knees, and then back to center. And then opposite direction. All right, now as you take your knees to the right side, we're going to stay there. So lower the outside of your right leg to the floor. Now as you inhale, take the left leg, straighten it, reach the heel out toward the side wall. Press into the heel, pull the toes back. As you inhale, lift that foot about 6 inches higher. As you exhale, lower it back down. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Stay here. Take your left toes, turn them toward the ceiling so it's rotating inside of the hip socket. You may not get much rotation, I don't in my foot, but stay here for a couple of breaths. Keep lifting the toes, keep the whole foot elevated. 1 more breath. And then lower back down, bend the knee, bring both knees back up to center. We'll go to the other side, do the same thing. So, reaching across to the right side, that's the left side rather. As you inhale, straighten the knee, reach through the heel. And then with your next in-breath, lift. With your next out-breath, lower. You can do this several times if you wish. We're just doing it twice for demonstration. The third time when you lift, we're going to keep it elevated and then again, take those toes and rotate them toward the ceiling as much as they'll go. Stay here for a few breaths. The longer you stay, the more intensity in those rotator muscles in the hips, which can have a lot to do with the low back muscles. On your next exhale, go ahead and lower down, bend the knee, and with the in-breath, lift back up. Awesome. Take one hand on each kneecap and then straighten your arms, their fingers. The fingers will be pointed forward. Relax your feet, relax your lower legs. Take an in-breath, and then as you exhale, just gently bend the elbows, draw the knees into your chest. Inhale, float them forward. We'll do that a couple more times. Exhale, pull in. Inhale back. Draw them in. You can even engage your abdominal muscles a little bit as you pull the knees in, and then relax the abdominals as you breathe in, release the knees forward. 2 more times. Last time. And as the knees float forward, you straighten the arms. Go ahead and lower your right foot to the floor, then your left foot to the floor. And for some people, their favorite part of practice is the rest that comes at the end, what we call Shavasana. You can stay here with knees bent, just let your knees fall into the center line, or you can straighten the legs out into full Shavasana. Let your hands rest at your sides. Widen your hands away from your hips, turn your palms upward. Close your eyes. Relax your face. Soften your breath. Release into earth. And stay here for as long as you want. A couple of tips. Remember when you're in a chair to sit tall, lifting your spine upright and lightly engaging the low abdominal wall. Slouching and rounding the spine contributes to poor posture and over time leads negatively to problems in the entire spine from the top of the neck to the low back. When you can, in a chair, sit away from the chair back. When standing, place your weight equally between your feet and do your best not to turn your toes out. Again, pulling the abs in lightly helps to retrain your muscles how best to keep you upright in space. Before beginning any physical regimen, of course, check with your doctor or qualified health provider. This is a good exercise to do about 3 times a week to get started, and then you can increase both the intensity and the frequency over time. If you found value today, please hit the like button. I'm Steve. This is Steve White Yoga. And for more practices on the deeper aspects of yoga beyond the mat to manage your health, improve your relationships, and transform your life, punch the subscribe button. Until next time, keep on breathing.